Alright, folks. Great start, already clearing my throat. You're here for episode 17 here in the challenge series, and we're finally back to non-championship racing for the first time since basically episode 11, as far as I'm concerned. Episode 13 was more of like the first day of school type thing, where, you know, we just got done with the first segment, everyone had a week off, let's just do normal racing for a moment. Before we got into the Sunday Cup Plus, Clubman Cup Plus, and 675 Cup. Still embarrassed that I never came up with a name for that, but I mean, I guess if it's the only one that gets called that, it still sticks out, right? Maybe by next season we'll have a name for it. Anywho, it is episode 17, no championship races, one standard race for each of the 4 categories. And then we have another good old Potluck Race. Or, I think I've heard one or two call them cluster races a couple of times. I mean, that is kind of the point, I won't lie. We're here for the first race of the episode, the 600 category event here at High Speed Ring. 4 laps, so it might actually be a relatively lengthy race given the speed of the vehicles in play here. Most of these cars will struggle to hit 150. The vehicle focuses Dietrich Schwartz, who's currently getting no space. He's already up 6 positions, looking for a 7th, looking for an 8th in fact. Slides up a bit, there's that front wheel drive understeer that's nearly putting him straight into Hernandez in his M3 over there. Oh, Parker making aggressive lane changes. Around the outside. Volkswagen versus Volkswagen. I have forgotten how camera modes work. Schwartz's track record against the Polo has not been great. He usually loses, so this is kind of rare for him to be ahead of it. Super late on the brakes, he just shucks it in there. I guess probably helps knowing you won't oversteer on the way in because your vehicle is front-wheel drive. Catching Scott Webber for the lead of the race. Scott's not really been the most amazing driver up to this point. This is probably the first time he's been in the lead of a race in several episodes, if at all. If I must be brutally honest. Looking at the speed that Schwartz got off this corner exit, he won't be leading this one for much longer either. Dietrich is edging out just a little bit ahead. And with that, Schwartz will begin to pull ahead. Although 3 wide for 5th for a second there. Carson seems to have been the winner in that. Hanyo, the definitive loser. Although, no, Nico's got a big run, better horsepower on her. But Nico will have to take it on the outside, and she is not able. So she's sent back up the inside. Yes. But a funky exit means there's still two heading to the final turn. Eventually Nico's horsepower wins the day there. Speaking of horsepower, there's a lot of it in their mirrors with Sodakov right behind. Just eats that Volkswagen for breakfast. By far the most power in the category. Probably had a good chance to win this race if he had started higher up the grid. But it was not to be. He may still come away with a decent result though, depending on how he handles this final lap. Big run on Carson, but Malsan covers him off. The size difference there was just absolutely bizarre. Look at that. It looks like that could eat the little A110. Like, just straight up consume the vehicle. At any rate, it's pretty straightforward. Cedric Schwartz has hit the hole-in-one with his Golf here at High Speed Ring. Probably a 5-6 second margin of victory. Scott Webber and just barely Natsuki Narashi will finish off the podium. That was quite some pack racing in the midfield there. 3rd through 12th, it looks like. Okay, yeah, 3rd through 11th, rather. Just pretty much under a blanket. I'd like to remind you that I believe Taylor Lynn started near the top 5. And they still finished in last. Clearly no high speed for the high speed ring that Fiat possesses. I am now Yoda. And I'm now Toy Yoda. And on that terrible pun and that unfunny joke, we shall head to the next race. You're here for the second round of the episode. It is the 640 category race here at Kyoto Driving Park. It's a race in Japan. We've got like almost 10 Japanese drivers, but none of them start in the top 4. Except for, okay, none of them start in the top 3. And then they're followed by 4 of them. Focused driver here is Kotori Minami, who starts last. That should be able to know, because they're already up to 16th. Might be 15th on Thrasher as well. Oh god. It's a brutal spin for... Looks like that was Umi Sonoda. Just unpacked under the brakes. And I think that's the DNF for the Audi TT. At first I thought, did she just get dumped by Reen? No, I think she just tried to make a bit of steering input under the braking, and off-throttle oversteer got the better of her. That's one of the risks you take when you drive something that's four-wheel drive. Sartori sneaks up to Reen and about forces herself to the outside, instead just goes to the left, which then becomes the outside. Anyway, excuse me. No professionalism. We don't do that here in the challenge series. I don't know where you've been. Honoka is on a bit of a mission, could not help but notice that all the former Muse members are in attendance in this event, except for Maki and her 308. I just couldn't help but notice that. Torium P6. Second gear, I don't think that was needed. So it's to the right of the MR2. Gets cut off by Manuel, who's making his first race start in several episodes. Probably since episode 11 at the latest was his most recent appearance in the series. Thomas O'Reilly has a relatively big margin at the front. Madison Palmer is maybe going to be creating a train in a second. Kotori wiggles a little bit, trying to find her way around Honoka. Honoka instead will just good on the inside of Palmer as she misses the apex. And Kotori will instead just out-drag the both of them before we even get over to start-finish. The difference in cornering speed is just insanity. Not much of a contest. Kotori clears the Ford 49 thing with little to no resistance. And Honoka's looked to be on a mission, so Thomas may find himself in third before long. Yes, in second, where he already is. Duh, Riker. Honoka using the VTEC to its fullest extent there. Gets into O'Reilly a little bit. I don't really want to talk about Maki being aggressive. Honoka's not perfect either. Well, obviously not, but... an indecisive dive bomb, but O'Reilly probably a bit caught off guard. Still falls victim to it, and Honoka is maybe into P2, yes. No. HC didn't like that. One of the biggest assets mostly credited to the Muse drivers is how smooth they are on the steering wheel. As I say this. I don't know, maybe Kotori is seeing that in the mirrors and maybe not as smooth as usual, but they don't make more steering input than is needed to make a corner. It has a small advantage in raw speed now, but this will come in way more handy later when it comes to like tire saving and stuff in the longer races. Making concise, moderate steering inputs like this will really help tire life. Kind of smooth, graceful movement you learn when you attempt to learn to dance for a year or so. And Kotori will dance her way to victory lane here at Kyoto. Onoka still takes the fastest lap. So she might have been a bit smoother there, but Kotori had the lead, so... Everyone else pretty much stayed exactly where they started. And there's Umi's DNF, so... Might have had a brake failure, which would be kind of embarrassing to have, like, 1/3 of the way through the first lap. Or, if not that, then perhaps just, you know... Probably, if it's not that, then just that the collision just did so much damage to the car that it wasn't worth continuing the race. Anyway, into the third round. We're here for the third race of the episode. It is the Red Bull Ring for the 675 event. And for the first time in the series so far, Sawako Moria is the driver of Focus in her 2015 Impreza. She's not run many races this season, or just in general, but she does perform pretty well when she actually does show up. We got a bit of argy-bargy going on up here. There's a bit of gridlock ahead, that's for sure. A bit. Maybe that's a bit of an understatement. Oh, goodness. Oh, they're 3 wide. Ah, yes. This is how it normally goes. Not really. Oh, Bradley didn't give her any room. All-wheel drive saves the day. Not to discredit the driver who kept it straight, but that's... You would not have kept that going forward if you weren't all-wheel drive. There's just no two ways about that. Yeah, no, Sawako could hardly be any more to the left. And she managed to hardly even react. Like, she didn't panic or anything, she just drove. Bergstrom giving her no room. And she doesn't need your road, she has acceleration. All-wheel drive moment. All-wheel drive. Three wide, not 3 wide. Like they weren't even moving. There's a yellow flag. Doesn't look like Gemini was. Oh, yeah, just hit that curb and attempted to accelerate at the same time, and that's a recipe for doom. And I looked on the radar ahead of this race, and it told me that there was going to be rain as Stephanie Kaiser out-drags Ross Drinkwater in his dinky little, like, 2-cylinder engine in the Radical SR3 to grab the lead and run with it. But it told me there was going to be some light rain by the end of the race, so we'll have to see how that pans out. If the contenders are lucky, we have basically the old rally battle going on here. If you ignore the fact that one model is like 20 years newer, or 15 I suppose. It should be a 22B, but Craig Thompson's not here, so... We have 22B at here. We have the 22B at home. 22B at home. Just gets a double overtake into the second to last turn, as you do, not really. Now Thrasher is ahead of Drinkwater as well. And Moria also has absolutely zero issues dispatching of the Radical. Clearly his vehicle is a bit of a track-car mismatch here. Easily outdragging Thrasher. And Drinkwater is a handling car on a top-speed circuit through and through. So it's amazing he hasn't lost to more places yet, if I'm going to be honest. Same thing does apply, though, to Mulsanne. This is definitely not as extremely so, but it is very much a handling-based car. Slightly more power and slightly older suspension. Pretty much the only degrees of separation between the two cars. And you can see the speed difference as R4C3 C4R is down the inside and ahead with relative ease. And this is this is the kind of battle you only see in the Challenge Series. A train consisting of an MK3, a Mark III Supra, a Mark V Supra, a Toyota Tundra, a Chevy Nova, and a TVR Tucson. Meanwhile, somewhere off screen, Suwako takes the lead. Just really tried that. But it worked. Delayed exit, better acceleration. I don't even know if that's what she had in mind, but that's how it went down, and now Suwako is the leader with just over a lap to go. Stephanie cannot even hope to answer back unless she gets a lot of slipstream here. That might not even help from this distance. Thrasher is still nearby, and I imagine that Mustang's got more horsepower than that Porsche. The clouds have appeared, but at this rate, the most that they're going to do is just cover the driver's windshields, even if they do start raining at all before the end of the race. Oh, Thrasher's just gonna send it, bud. Thrasher's gonna lose it, bud. He loses control. But the Thrasher operates best when his car is operating at its worst. Drinkwater loses out to another power car. With the weight that the Taycan has to throw around, it couldn't be anything else but a power car. Thrasher's getting ever so closer, ever so slightly, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Out of the last turn, Suwako Moria will take her first victory in the series. Thrasher steals the fastest lap by a solid 4/10, but we don't give credit for that. You gotta win the race. There we go. Man, what happened to Macintosh? She was running 10th at some point behind Gemini. Might even been higher than... No, it would have been like 8th or 9th, yeah. Yeah, he was running for 8th, running in 9th. And he ends up finishing well lower than that. I'm beginning to wonder if there was some collision involved. Might actually check the tapes on that and just see if there was a collision. I'll get back to you if there was. If there wasn't, I'll see you in race 4. Well, there was a wee bit of foul play. First up there, we see Bagstrom slam to the back of Schwartz. We see Bradley Hunter go around. Martin Simpson takes full advantage, gains like half a dozen positions, but at the expense of not allowing Bradley Hunter to recover his car after sliding out, hitting the same curve that Gemini did while attempting to pass Gemini himself. When he attempted to get going again, he was sort of turned into Tyler by himself, and couldn't go back forwards because Martin Simpson was out there for some reason. And then he was forced 3 wide here with Gina and Michigo, and being stuck on the outside, lost out majorly. So that's how he ended up there when he was running 9th at the start of this lap. Other than this 3 wide bit with Bradley here, there was a bit of aggression all over the grid in this one. He won that encounter, but Bradley has so much horsepower in that Nova. And then we had this abysmal demonstration of breaking point cognizance. Just runs Schwartz almost over. See, it was mostly Bradley's fault, but it was also partially Simpson's fault. I found Maki. She's in race 4. Probably trying to avoid being in contact with any other Love Live characters. Oh, gee whiz. Kansei Drifter. Probably trying to avoid unnecessary contact with the Love Live girls after episode 15. And here we are at Lago Maggiore, one of the 3 locations, although we haven't used the 3rd one yet, that are home to a race team, Scuderia Fidanzi, and she'll want to probably impress them here above all other places. So too does Francesca herself, who has taken an identical-ish Ferrari F430 and entered the race as well. The difference is, obviously, that's Azzurro Metallato. I didn't say that accented enough. Azzurro Metallato. Or something, I don't know. Is there a rhyme or reason to the way that Italians' vocalization bounces up and down in the middle of their sentences? Or is it literally just, I pronounce the words how I want to? Ask an Italian. I don't know any. Not in real life. Gina doesn't count. At any rate, whoa, Vert. Ah, camera. Oh, gives Thomas the bump and run. Alright, and maybe starting to see the idea here. Oh, okay. Dom has given you rejection. Wheelie! Oh god! What just Verstappen to there? Oh, so both James and Jake were not ready for that wheelie and just died. Jake, has no one ever told you the first rule of crashing? Stay still. Pfft. I imagine it to be the same exact case for Stillwell. Oh no, he got on the brakes, and same thing that happened to Umi, really. And somehow they're both fine to continue despite that. James, maybe not so surprising, but Jake still being in operating condition, that really shocks me. He had, like... He didn't hit a wall, but he got hit by 3 other cars. Ugh. Oh, yep, just give Gunny the bumper again, and it's all coming together now. It looks like Maki just understeered and oversteered at the same time. Something that seemingly could only happen in a video game. Just door bashes Stephanie. Loose, finds Stephanie again. Grass, beaten all off. Oof. That's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Now you gotta go past all those people you bumped out of the way. Well, you have to give Vert the chrome horn, or gold horn. Two more other Ferrari overtakes. And Thomas is having fun over here. All right. Okay, how'd you do that? You know, despite having said she's probably trying to avoid contact with the Love Live girls as much as possible, there's still 3 of them in this race with her. Ellie, Honoka, and Green back in last. Or if not in last, near the back at least. No, Maki's already in P5. Just yeets it on Hansen and manages to about get it stopped. Hansen doesn't quite take that bull crap, and Maki doesn't either. Forces him wide in the hairpin. And puts himself in the grass. And Maki didn't quite push him that... Oh, hi Parker. Maki didn't push him that far. Well, he didn't like being brake checked in the middle of a corner. You know, where you slow down for a corner because it's a corner. I have overtaken Honoka. Ellie's having fun back here with her engine. And now things get spicy. Brian Ice is currently the leader. Scuderia Fidanzi doesn't really like Brian Ice. Let's put it this way. Francesca is gaining financial benefits from Maki's sponsor, Harman Logistics. Not the first time that money has been involved in a decision made by this team. Double wheelie for the 2 F430s. I just saw somebody running in the sand back here. I don't know who that was. I'm guessing probably Parker, though. Oh, yeah, he just, he psyched himself out trying to avoid contact with Hansen. Oh, God. Maki just shoves Ice aside. quite interesting. Camera, if you want to look at it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Well, Brian Ice is not exactly a pushover, Maki. He probably knew it was coming before you even did it. Maki's looking ready for him there. Francesca almost pushes her off the track too for good measure. I seem to have made an error. Alright, we'll just ignore that. Yep, but it continues to shove Ice out of the way. Maybe that's the one person that Fidanzi won't mind you hitting, would be Ice. Yeah, ignore the 41 on the front. That's just an error on my end. The blue Maki was kind of the last second idea for Francesca. Wayne Hansen is trying to get into this battle of Italy, but he's pretty far away. Maki's out into the lead now and is sort of taking command of the race. Francesca might have a chance here. Never mind. Oh my god! Seems Ice wasn't ready for that jump this time. The Diablo killed him, folks. The Diablo did Diablo things, but he managed to basically spin and recover. He may have a bit of a damaged car, but it's still good enough to just drive away and finish in third, but... well, I guess Francesca did in fact have a chance, but it wasn't from her own driving that she got the position. It was from Ice pushing himself too hard to try and catch Maki. My best guess, anyway. Maybe it's some sort of long-term karma for him trying to screw over Scuderia Fidanzi. But, one way or the other, Maki Nishikino will take another victory under Scuderia Fidanzi here at Lago Maggiore, and it's a 1-2 for the team. And their first time actually racing together. From what I understand about Scuderia Fidanzi, that might be the only time. Ice probably with a bit of repair bills to make, but still finishes third. It's an all-Italian car, top 4 here in Lago Maggiore in Italy. All right, well that was something. Something must have happened to you as well. Because he finished behind Jake and James, who had their own big spoofs. So either he was just that slow that they caught him, or he had his own failure through there. Or somewhere else, probably through there. Anyway, on to the Potluck Race. I almost said the Payluck. That's not a term. You're green from the Potluck Race. Final race of the episode. And the POV is set on Haneo Koizumi's Megane RS. One of the many 640s in the race. And it's turn 1 hullabaloo as usual. We have a yellow flag. It looks like it was for Reyes. Oh, heavens. He gets to the right side of Schwartz. But he hooks that curb a little bit, and off he goes. He does his best to not be in the way. Actually drives back into the dirt to get out of the way. Oh, brother. Okay. Shove Kogasa aside. Oh God. Maki braking very cautiously might have been the only reason that we didn't have a crash there. Soda Kyle's running 8. Honestly, the power alone of this car might be enough to get him ahead of a couple 640s. Some like Kogasa or Gina might not have the power to even keep up with him. Maki gave him repeated nudges to the 300 SEL. Meanwhile, Haneo, and again, a 640 category car, is running 7th. Francesca is here to run in the second race in Italy of the episode. Her and Maki both technically here, representing Scuderia Fidanzi. Okay, Shoji. He got that stopped? Well, just about. I'm not sure if that's foolish on Shoji for trying that, or if Maki kind of moved a little in the braking zone. Oh, stop. Wait a minute. As Haneo passes the last of the 675 cars, only halfway through the race, mind you. Thompson's given Maki a taste of her own medicine. And Reyes is back, despite a crash that looked like it might have made him feel awfully stupid and lose a lot of his morale. He seems not super phased. He's back on his way ahead of most of the 675s. Still got half of them to go. Because there's so many of them in this race, it's ridiculous. It's randomized, but you wouldn't honestly be able to tell with just how many of the cars in this event were from the 675 category. Well, it seems Haneo has reached the highest she will get. As the two 730 cars of Scarborough and Watts are way up the road. Indeed, there are actually multiple 640 class cars behind Ivan right now. Just because Ivan's got more horsepower than they do. Mind you, only two. Gina and Nico, but still two. Two cars that really shouldn't be behind him, all things considered. As there should be 2 laps to go, based on the timer in the bottom left. And laps here being just shy of 2 minutes. God, the way the AI exits Parabolica is just dumb. Well, it seemed like it would be an easy win for Carly Watts, but she has encountered lap traffic and doesn't seem to know what to do. You go around it, Carly. Now look what you've done. You let Jake Scarborough catch up to you because you don't know how to pass a fucking Fiat. But guess who does? Jake! It's the easiest pass he's ever made in his life because you don't know how to move to the right. Bunda! Thank you! Oh my god, you let Haneo catch you. Oh, the AI in this game is just... this is a game that was made in 2022, by the way. I've seen PS2 games with smarter AI sometimes. The AI when it comes to racing itself on the lead lap is actually pretty entertaining. When the AI is trying to race the player or race itself on a different lap sometimes, the big pace difference, it gets cringeworthy. And because of that lap traffic madness, this is the final lap of the race. So, in possibly the stupidest way I've ever seen, Carly Watts is going to lose. Jake Scarborough will win here at Monza. And it was a drag race to the line. Carly barely edges out a car, 2 categories below her. It should never have come down to a drag race, like, ever. Reyes will manage to recover to 5th, but will not be able to catch the hometown hero of Fidanzi, who wins the 675 category, technically, while beating a 730 car, but losing to a 640. What a cluster.